YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to another case study on the YouTube. Today we have a very special one. I've been waiting for days now to hop on a call with Mr. Tim himself. And Tim has just gone off a crazy last 30 days with me. And in the last 30 days, he was able to make $118,000 with AI Organic. But in total, this store hit $137,000 after just 2 months of working together. And a little bit about Tim. Tim, joined the program as a complete beginner. Didn't know a single thing about e-com, organic, and even AI. And in the last, 2 months of us really working together, he really changed his life. And so, Tim, brother, thank you so much for coming on. This was something that I even told you about when I first onboarded you. I was like, we're going to do a case study, and today we are here. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the channel, the floor is yours, brother.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Tim. What can I say? Throughout my life, I've been working tons of different jobs, and I used to live in 17 countries. I have experience in many different positions, and including management position in top companies, but I never seen these numbers in my bank account. So yeah, I'm very excited to be here. I did learn tons of stuff, and I have many things to share today.
Awesome, Tim. Awesome. And so, Tim, how old are you and where are you from?
So right now I'm 32 recently. Where I'm from, that's a hard question. Throughout my life, I used to live shorter or longer periods of time in 17 different countries. So
That's
I
crazy.
cannot say like one particular country, but basically from Europe,
Okay.
and part of my life I spent in Israel, multiple countries. Recently I moved from Canada to US, and then I moved inside of US. Right now I'm in beautiful California.
And how's California treating you?
Um, if we're not talking about the taxes and gas prices, actually good, you know.
Okay. Very good. Very good. So Tim, tell me, how was your life before organic, right? Talk about, how everything kind of started. What were you doing before, doing ecom full time? And yeah, talk about that.
So it will take a long time to give you all my resume. I will just shortcut. I've been doing bunch of different works in multiple different organizations. I've been in management position in different community centers, in different organizations. Mainly, my job was like rescue related. So I was a first responder. I was running aquatics department for a number of different organizations in Canada, in US, right? So I've been doing here and there like little kind of jobs. So that's kind of one of the big things that really encouraged me to open my own business, my own stuff, because I've been working really hard for some organizations, and I've been achieving positions and getting promoted and educated. So I know to learn good. But working for some organization, working 9 to 5, you always reaching the ceiling, your pay, or how much you paid. And also, I've been witnessing a lot of people getting fired for no reason, and I thought like, what, one day I might be just fired like that. And actually, recently I did get fired, because somebody framed me. Anyways, so I've been thinking about opening my own business already for a long time, my own stuff. And actually, I launched my business like a tree care company back in Florida, but then I had to relocate, right? So this idea about the e-com, it wasn't something spontaneous, emotional, or I just seen a couple videos and I just, got fired up, it was this idea. I was thinking about this long time, mainly because just to start building something for myself to don't be dependent on 9 to 5.
Right, right. So the majority of your life you were working a 9 to 5, and I think the most recent thing that you were working as was a Uber driver, correct?
That was really tough.
Yeah. So
Yes,
let's
that
talk
was
about that.
okay. So basically, back in, I believe that was February, right? So recently, in one organization, YMCA here in Sacramento, I've been promoted for pretty high position. I've been managing like big department, right? I have my office, everything, right? But something not nice happened on that work. I've been promoted over a couple of people who've been longer in the organization, yada yada yada. I was framed and wrongfully terminated. That was really hard hit, right? And obviously, I need to pay bills. So the only thing left to do, I have a car, so I jumped in an Uber, Lyft, and I've been working as a Uber driver, right? The life in California is expensive. In order just to cover my basic bills, right? And I'm not living luxury, just simple life, right? I gotta work on average 12, sometimes 15 hours a day. So I'm starting like 4 a.m. I'm waking up 3:30 a.m. 4 a.m. I'm already driving, and I'm done by like 4 or 5 p.m. all day, right? Driving. So I'm coming back exhausted, I'm back home exhausted, tired, and this is the hours when I'm just start learning ecom and learning stuff. So I have just couple hours per day, and these couple hours when I'm extremely exhausted, in order to learn something about the business, to learn like from your YouTube channel and all this stuff, right? And then go sleep because I have like 3 4 hours to sleep, and then again. So a couple months, I would say like maybe 2 or 3 months, that was just survival mode, no life at all, and the barely making paycheck to paycheck, building up all this business. So basically in this time, I kind of realized, I need somebody to guide me. I need somebody to coach me because I'm just wasting tons of time watching millions of different strategies and videos, which I'm not fully grasping. Is it actually important information or that's just a water? So in this period of time, like I kind of discover you.
Right, right. And this was around May, correct? When you
Uh,
joined?
n- no, I believe slightly before. I believe it was middle of April or something.
Middle of April, late April, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so you
yeah.
joined the program like late April, and you were also doing Uber part time because again, you had to make some consistent, money just to pay rent, while
I
trying
would,
to
I
learn
would,
everything.
I would disagree that 15 hours per day is a part time.
Yeah,
But yeah,
right. True. Yeah, yeah, for sure. It was like part time drop shipping, if anything, right? You were full time Uber, part time,
yeah,
ecom. So, damn, bro, you were working roughly like 15 hours a day just to make ends meet, essentially.
yep.
That's crazy. And so, okay, cool. Why organic dropshipping out of all the different business models? Because I'm sure that you went on YouTube and you looked up, how to make money online and how to become, an entrepreneur, and a million things, probably popped up. So why organic specifically?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question, and I don't have the certain answer on that because when I start experimenting for myself, I actually get to paid once, right? So I actually experimented with like all the paid strategies, right? Which was just waste of money. Anyways, so why organic? That's a good question back that time. I chose organic kind of randomly because I kind of see you have a clear strategy. I see you know what you're talking about, right? So I decided, okay, maybe this guy knows, his stuff, right? Back that time, I couldn't explain. Right now, when I kind of see it works, right, and I'm not spending a dollar for like advertising, so now I have like more reasons. Okay, now I see it works. Now I see it's legit. Now I see it's good, right? So why I choose it, I didn't know, but now I'm happy that I did.
Good. Very good. Very good. And so what were some of the main struggles that I guess you were going through in the beginning, trying to figure it out yourself before joining the program, right?
Yeah, before the joining the program, so the point is that there is no lack of information about the organic and about the e-com. There is a tons of bloggers on YouTube. There is many different articles, right? And you have also AI, so you can like just ask simple questions. ChatGPT, it can give you all the strategy, right? But the point is that in this business, as well as in any other business, there are particular approaches and particular strategies, right? And if you're watching different bloggers, they advertising you different ways, which may be working, maybe not really working, really depends, right? But if you're following multiple channels, you kind of learning a lot of water, and it's really hard to understand, especially for beginners, what is actually important information. Learn it, write it down, do this, and what information is like, whatever, it's not working, it's not worthy, it like, or he's not saying particular important information, right? So for me, that was really hard to filter what is really important and what is just water. So I was just overdose of information, which huge part of it, big percentage, was not applicable or not relevant, or relevant in very specific situation, right? So I've been searching. I wasn't searching the information, tons of information. I was searching for to stick to particular working, system, to do not waste my time.
Right, right. And then you stumbled across the YouTube and you kind of went down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good, very good. So, Tim, I mean, the main question here is, like, how was what was your thought process about, eventually doing this full time? Because, at first you probably didn't expect to be able to do this full time. And I know that one of the main goals for when you joined was just to make, the rent money and, not be able to do Uber full time and maybe go down to part time. But, now we're at a point where, this is your full time living. So I
Yeah.
mean, did you expect to, eventually get to this point? I mean, what was kind of going through your mind, when let's say when we first kind of onboarded you?
Okay, so when we just been talking about the first products to run, I told you clearly some numbers of my goals. So basically, I voice you out, if I'm getting, let's say, like 4.5, 5K per month, right? 5K per month, right? So that kind of covers my bills, and I have just a little bit extra, I don't know, to go out or to save up, right? So basically, everything I'm making above 4K, right, is extras, which I'm happy and I'm grateful, right? So yeah, so I I hoped I will make 5Ks steady per month within couple months, right? But I also didn't expect it to, like, a couple weeks to hit 5, 6Ks per day.
Right.
It's like, oh wow.
Right.
Okay, so now I'm kind of rethinking a little bit about the strategies and about the money. So probably what I'm still kind of like thinking about that. If I'm able to make that much money, probably it make sense for me to work hard to collect some, to, like, buffer money, right?
Right.
And then kind of a little bit chill and relax, for instance, in Q1, Q2, right?
Right.
So I'm kind of like re-strategizing everything because I wasn't ready for these numbers. I was,
No.
yeah.
It was just so fast. I think the first month we were trying to figure out, okay, what products did we want to get you going with? We tested maybe one. I think it was one product, right? Or was it two in total? I think it was only the.
Yeah. Yeah, so totally in general, I right now I launched three products. Product number one I launched before FSC, right? But I launched this product not knowing nothing about product research, like, market research, testing. No, I just went what I like. I built the website. I built everything according to my taste, my knowledge, my experience, which is actually zero experience, right? And obviously, of course, I failed, right? So product number two that I already launched with you, with FSC, right? The product itself was actually good, right? So I learned a lot on this product. I didn't actually launch the shop, but I did launch some social media, right? And with time, I kind of got a little bit weak on this product, and like, whenever like a third product came in, right? So I refocused more, right? So, but in some time, like maybe months or after, I kind of find some competitors which are doing really good with this product. So if only I would put more, like, time and efforts, this product also like could do
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But the third product, this is the what brought me all the money, you know.
Right. Right. So it pretty much took you two products from us to get to where you're at today, and obviously that third one was the
Yeah,
lucky one.
which is really good, because I'm hearing some stories, people launching like 10 products or more before they, find the winner, right?
Right.
So if to take like away the first product, which is what complete failure, obviously, right? It's my first testing, right? So basically, this is my second serious product, which is banger winner, and that was fast. That was I honestly, maybe I will talk about it a little bit later, but I was not ready to handle this amount of money.
No.
So I've been doing. This kind of sounds ridiculous, but I've been doing too much money.
Yeah, yeah. Like you genuinely didn't even know like how to handle that much and what to even
Yeah.
do with it, and it was just insanely crazy. But yeah, before we get into kind of like the details of, how you even found the product, how you even separate yourself from all the competition, because quite frankly, there was a lot of people running this product at that very moment.
Oh yeah.
And you as a complete beginner starting from absolute zero, there was a ton of different things that we had to, work with you and teach you, right? So let's just go ahead and show the dashboard, right? Let's see, let's see all the good stuff that people want to go ahead and check out. Alrighty guys, so we are inside of Tim's dashboard, and as you guys can see, he's done $137,936.90. So Tim, let's give him a little bit of a breakdown here. So what are we seeing?
So here's the thing. I officially launched my shop on the May 29th, right? And first 2 weeks, as you see, my sales was really low, but that was just because inexperience, right? So there was particular technical things that didn't figure out on Shopify. Obviously, that's my second store, so I'm still learning, right? So because of particular settings, I have tons of people on Shopify, but extremely few sales, right? So this is kind of like totally my bad, my experience. If only I would be more experienced, the graph would go up here right away, right? But closer to this time, finally, I kind of figure out, right? And actually, I start like giving like give or take sales and traffic and stuff from the June 9. So this is when it started growing up. However, like it actually is supposed to go from here. Anyways, yeah, so I started getting like some traction, some, stuff here. And somewhere over here in the mid-June, some of the videos, there was one video, I guess, that went viral, like one point something million, and this is when everything is skyrocketed, and like my phone is good, all the ching 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 ching. It's like it was. I remember one of these days when I like hit like 8K or something. I tried to make a screen recording, like a screenshot from the phone, right? I need to record the music, and I cannot make it because consistently ching 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 ching
Yeah,
ching. So at some point I was already like, guys, give me 30 seconds, right?
that's
So yeah,
crazy.
and because of this viral video, it went pretty good, like for a week or so. So I've been hitting couple days like 7Ks, 6, 7. Like one day I hit like I believe like around 8K, a little bit later, right? So
Yeah, 7K days
yeah,
is
somewhere.
insane. So you
Yeah,
basically
7.
went from doing like some 1K days from like the 10th of June to the 14th, and then all of a sudden your video blew up to a million, and you started hitting those consistent like, yeah, like 7, 6 right there, 7, 6
Yeah,
again, down to
yeah.
3,
So
but then it would go up. Oh my gosh,
yeah, at that time, at this period of gap, like 3,500, that was my worst day when I'm trying to figure, oh, what's going on, what's going on.
that's
Anyways,
crazy.
then another couple videos blow up, so I have another two videos or so. That was something also like to do with the split testing and stuff, right? And that goes viral again, right? Okay, and then it kind of back to normal. So, and normal, I'm saying like close to 2Ks, 1.8, 1.8, 1 like
Every
2Ks, right?
day. Oh my god.
Yeah, so every day 2Ks, 1.6, 1.7Ks, yada yada yada, right? Closer to this time, actually like around here, I kind of encountered some problems with my current suppliers.
Yes.
So it is business, nothing goes perfectly perfect according your plan, stuff happens, but I'm learning a lot, right? So in this period, I'm trying to figure out lots of problems and things with customer service, with suppliers, building up my team, learning new strategies, yada yada. And obviously here my numbers a little bit kind of falling, right? And now I'm doing not as great as I used to. However, even like in my worst, lowest day, I'm doing like one case at least, right? So usually it's 1.2, 1.3 case. And one of the main points in this period that I almost have no time for content creation, which is a fuel for a business, right? so my content and my social media are not as good as quality as I really wanna. I'm having lots of troubles and problems, and still, in spite of all that, I'm hitting 1K days, steady,
Yeah, at the lowest, like that is the
Yeah,
lowest day that you've had in the last, what,
yeah.
40 days, more a little bit more than that. Like that's insane. That's
Yeah, and
genuinely insane.
I'm already fixed maybe like 70% of my problems right now.
Right.
So basically right now I'm already almost done building up my team. I almost like deal with supplier and stuff. So actually from now on it'll just go up.
Right. Yeah, and I kind of want to like talk about those problems because it's something that, hopefully you guys watching this case study will eventually encounter, right? Like just getting so many orders, right? That sometimes even your private supplier has issues when it comes down to the fulfillment and the quality of the product because, obviously this was a complete surprise to you, but most importantly, the supplier as well, right? All of a sudden you start getting hundreds and hundreds and even thousands of orders and, there's a lot that goes into the back end. And so one of the main issues that, me and you talked about, Tim, and we've been talking about, almost on a weekly basis is, the fulfillment, right? So it's not even like a content problem or a product problem because obviously, we're crushing it on that side, but it's mainly just, suppliers and, quality control, even how long the product takes to, get to the customer. So, talk about that because, obviously coming into the program, like you knew nothing about organic, but most importantly, you knew nothing about like private suppliers and
Oh
fulfillment
yeah.
and customer support and building out teams and creators and, everything that you started to learn as time went on. So, I mean, yeah, talk about that.
Supplier is your marriage mate, so supplier basically doing half of a job, but obviously you also like splitting nearly half or like maybe a little bit less than half of your income, right? Supplier is really important. That is why right now when I'm will be dealing with other suppliers, I have a list of requirements and things, right? So yeah, and a lot of things I'm figure out and I'm learning on my way. But this is also where good coaching and somebody experienced like as you, right, or Elias, like we really need, because when I have first meeting with supplier, I don't really know what to ask. I don't really know what is most important, right? So I kind of been asking generic questions. But now hitting some particular problems, speaking with my next supplier, I have a particular requirements. I know what is more important and so on, right? So supplier making problems, making mistakes, that's your mistake, because you're the face of the store and people coming to you with the problems the supplier doing. Obviously you going back to supplier, you figure out, hey, what's going on, how we can fix it, right? But then you going back to client, apologizing and trying to fix mistakes and stuff, right? So yeah, choosing the supplier really really vital, for a good running business.
Super, super. And I also wanted to talk about, the shift from you starting this product kind of like organically filming for it, etc., to now pivoting to AI, which in my opinion is what really made, the craziest change for your business. So let's talk about like AI implementation and organic and, how helpful that was for you. But most importantly, like, how did you go about learning it, right? Because, it was definitely tough in the beginning, talking to you about it and even like making you understand that like, hey, this goes beyond chat gpt.
Yeah.
So let's kind of talk about like the beginning stages of like learning AI and how it really made this massive change.
Yeah, so basically back couple months ago, I'm not talking years, couple months ago, right, when I just starting, I feel so smart and superior because I have ChatGPT. I can ask any question and it give me response. Wow, so cool, so convenient, right? I know nothing about the master prompt. I know nothing about cloud or what is cloud. I know nothing about the cloud code and Higgs field yada yada. I never even heard about all this stuff, right? So when I got to FSC and I see people using this, people using that, I start figure out what's going on, right? And right now you can create really amazing high quality footages just by prompting. Moreover, you can automate a lot of things, and moreover it turned out that almost everybody who using ChatGPT among my friends, they using it wrong. They don't know what is project. They don't know what is master prompts. They don't know how exactly to prompt. So obviously ChatGPT giving a lot of hallucinations and wrong information. But yeah, because you feeding them like wrong information, right? So I didn't know all of that. So looking back about my AI knowledge, when I feel so smart, I would say that's maybe half of percent of what I know now. So AI not only like helping in a content creation, in managing social media and stuff, right? It's just like necessary tool right now. I cannot imagine my life without AI right now. It's making your life not just only easier, it's just more comfortable. No, it is a main tool of running the business right now. So if some people not using AI, guys, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Like
Like why are we
it's
like why are you still filming videos, when you don't have
yeah,
to?
it's not using AI. It's not advisable. It's necessity. It's must.
Right. Right. Because I remember when you first joined, obviously your first ever product, we were filming for it, right? Because we were trying to teach you the fundamentals of organic marketing, how to even work CapCut, et cetera.
Yeah.
But then you wanted to eventually pivot to AI when you told me, hey, Kev, I don't want to be filming. I don't want to show my face, show my room, et cetera. And I want to, start learning how to utilize Higgsfield, Claude Code, and how to really come up with these very creative prompts to almost create, the perfect video for your audience, right? And I think that's what really positioned you in an advantageous position compared to your typical competitor, right? Because let's be honest, Tim, you are probably running one of the most saturated products in organic, but because of AI implementation and actually being able to niche down not only on your avatar, your background, but most importantly, creating a brand where you have like the custom packaging in the videos, that really
Oh
made the
yeah.
difference. So
Yeah. It's also important not only when you already running the product, but also it's a huge thing when you're testing. Because without AI, you have to order the product, you have to test it, shoot the videos, fail many times, order another design, wait another time, right? When with AI, in couple hours, you're creating a couple different variations, you're testing, all of them fail, you're creating another variations, some went good, okay, you're going with the one good, it's just saving you tons of time, which is really crucial while you're testing the products, right? So yeah, without before AI, when I've been filming the videos, right, my videos been like okayish, relative. I guess you would disagree, but like they've been fine,
yeah.
but yeah, they look like everybody else, right? Right now with AI, I can make hooks, I can make the visuals which are really grabbing attention, which are really converting, which are really good, and yeah, it does put me apart of competitors.
Right. And I remember one of the main like limiting beliefs that you had about AI at the time was like, who's going to believe this? Right. And I remember having this conversation with you and telling you, listen, bro, I'm telling you that, yes, of course, we're going to notice it because we work with AI every single solitary day, but the typical consumer has no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, I'm still kind of in two minds about this because sometimes I'm seeing even my competitors doing AI, right? And some of the AIs is so cheap, it's so superficial, and like, oh, come on, it's obviously AI. I have, my eyes bleeding, like, of course. And some of them the editing videos so terrible. But you know what? It converts. Tons of engagement, tons of traffic and stuff, right? So yeah, and the eyes that we doing, like in FSC, it's way higher quality, way more realistic, and way like fresher approaches. So yeah, it. So I'm wondering. I can't explain why, but yeah, it does work. It does
Right.
work.
Right.
You know.
And do you think you would be able to kind of figure this AI implementation yourself on YouTube without like joining FSE and like learning all the prompts and everything? Because
So here is the thing. I say that like with my learning abilities and skills with whatever I've been like from my life, I think that yes, I can learn that by myself. But that would take me probably a year plus, and I would waste tons of money right? So I would waste a lot of time learning the technique and the stuff which are not working, and I would spend a lot of money on different subscriptions and strategies which are not gonna work from very beginning, right? That's all the importance to having a good coach who can direct you in a proper way, right? So yeah, I would learn it, but I would waste tons of time and money,
Yeah,
you know.
lots of credits, lots of credits.
Yeah.
So, Tim, I wanted to ask you, like, how did you go about finding the product, right? I think a lot of people like to understand, like, all right, how did you find this winning product and how did you go about it? So,
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I honestly and humbly can say that I still suck at it. You know,
right.
so yeah, so I will be honest and transparent with everybody watching this video that this winner it's totally been found and offered by you, Kevin. So you just basically brought me this winner, you know. So I couldn't take credit that, oh, I found this stuff. No, that's actually you brought me, right? However, what I really, really like about FSC, right, and working with you, that there is such a thing that actually I honestly have to do it more. Product research, right? When I've been sending you tons of different products, right? And here's the thing that I have a graphic design a major, you know, so I'm a graphic designer and also I have particular experiences in this way. So when I'm seeing the product, I like it. Wow, cool. I would buy it. It's amazing. It's like I would definitely suggest it to my friends, right? And I'm sending you links with the spreadsheets, right? So amazing product to run. I would be happy to run it. And then you telling me, you giving me feedback, so all this shit, all these spreadsheets, you know, saying, hey, no, actually that's terrible product. Don't do it because, and then you logically explaining why it's not converting, why it's not working, right, and so on, right? So, and then I'm kind of little learning your thinking and like, okay, I didn't know about that. Oh, I didn't take in consideration this fact, right? And basically, the more PR sheets we doing here, the more kind of learning. Honestly, I kind of dropped doing the PR sheets and research like for the past months because I was so focused and busy with this product. But this skill that is crucial, necessary, and I gotta actually get back to product researching. You know?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
even like you said, you're not even good at it because you're still a
Yeah.
beginner, right? You're still
Yep.
like 3 months into this, and you don't have a winning eye for price. And my thought process
Yeah.
behind actually giving you feedback on these product research sheets, instead of just saying, "Yeah, run this" or "Don't run this," is that I'm actually explaining to you the reasoning behind my yes and my
Exactly.
no. So you actually start to build that eye that you need eventually to do it yourself, right? And I remember kind of giving you the breakdown on this product because even yourself was like, oh, like I don't know if this would do good or whatever. And I remember telling you, listen, this product is really hot right now. It's doing phenomenal, but we need to find the best niche for it to convert at its highest rate. And I did the
Yeah.
research and we talked about it. So talk about how. So apart from using AI, right? How did you separate yourself from competitors, during like the beginning phases of the product?
Yes. I have a big problem in the very beginning because some of my competitors start already opening their shops, their accounts, they start getting traction, and I just order the sample, and by end of the day, I've been waiting like months or something for this product. So while my competitors already have these units physically and they're shooting their own viral videos, right? I have nothing to do, right?
Right.
So this is the time like when I've been just trying to combine some clips, trying to do something, trying to keep media engaged, right? While I'm waiting for my units, right?
Right.
However, that was one particular advice. You've been giving me many advices, right? But one particular advice which I implemented and which actually put me a part of my competition, right? So this kind of product you can angle under different niches, under different things, right? And you told me advice, go search what other running, right? What other angles people running, right? And find something that nobody does, right? So it was kind of like a little bit controversial because, okay, if other people running particular angles, probably they're running it because it works. And if other copies them, so probably it works, so it just makes sense just to copy exactly what they do. But you told me, hey, find something else. Okay, fine. So I implemented a couple different angles, including some of the, particular angles which I never seen, right? By end of the day, these particular angles, which is put me a part of competition, and basically they are made me I don't know, like 85, maybe 90% of money,
Right.
so vast majority of money. So that was just like one of many advices that you give me, and I implemented, and that was like big game changer.
Right. Right. And I think a really big part of it also was like the niche that we picked because we wanted to find a
Yeah,
niche that was, compiled of like an older demographic of people that actually have spending power, aka money to buy the product because it's a little bit high
yeah,
ticket. And so I remember even having that conversation with you and telling you, all right, not only do we need to find something that's relatively untapped that not a lot of people are onto because we want to make the majority of the money, but we also have to pick the right audience that can actually afford our product and allow us to scale beyond six figures, right? And so that was also something that
yes.
we looked in together and found. But overall, yeah, I mean, I think that was like the biggest difference was, you coming up with these new marketing angles, AI implementation, picking the right niche, but most importantly, right, just taking action. Because yes, of course, I was the one that picked the product. Me and Elias, your coach, we helped you a ton when it came to making the accounts,
Yeah.
learning how to utilize Higgsfield, talk to Claude Code, what concepts convert the best. But you were the one that actually put in the action, right? The because I can't film the videos for you, and I told you this, I can't film the videos for you. I can't prompt for you, and so it's up to you to kind of utilize us to really change your life. And you did. You took action. You wasted no time, and you were super active, not only in the WhatsApp group chats, but showing up to every group call, right? And I think that's what really separated you
Yeah.
from even other beginners, that you just took action immediately and left absolutely nothing to chance, right?
Yeah, I have full trust in you and Elias, and some advices that you gave me at the moment when you gave me some advices and some strategies. I'm not fully understanding why would that work. It sounds a little bit like not really like silly, right? But when I actually implementing them and my numbers going up, like, oh, okay, now I got it.
Right.
So yeah, it works.
Of course, of course. And I mean, how were you feeling before joining FSE and kind of like really looking into getting a mentor, right? Because, I'm assuming there's tons of others that you looked into and other YouTubers and stuff like that. But what made you really want to go with us? But most importantly, how were you kind of feeling before, joining?
So why I choose specifically your and FSC? Like I don't have very clear answer. There was many different bloggers, and I just watching one another, and I watched your YouTube videos. And what is like different about your YouTube videos and your like calls and everything, that there is no water, no fluff. You just straight to the point. You sticking to clearly like strategies step by step, right? When other bloggers there are lots of fluff, there are lots of water, and I have to listen them on 2x speed. Like, yeah, yeah, okay, I got, yeah, like that. So that is why I not only like what you teaching, but also the way how you're teaching, right? So that's why I decided, okay, this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He's saying like real legit stuff, so okay, I'll go with him. As per like my decision making when to like enter FSC, right? I remember clearly the call with one of your assistants, right, when he been explaining me how everything works and so on, right? So he explained me how all the structure works, how the process of training works, yada yada, and I like everything about it. Everything sounds good and legit. But I remember that like point when he told me the price for your services for to enter, right? And he told me, okay, so this will cost you this amount of money. And I was like, oh man, that's kind of a lot of money for me. That was kind of expensive, right? So that was like equivalent for like almost 2 months, like 1.5 months of my salary and stuff. So I was kind of like, should I pay that much money to the guy when I maybe will make money with him, maybe not. So I was like really doubting, right? Right. But by the end of the day, we came out with finances, with a plan, and so on, right? And the first couple months, I've been working hard and testing and training. So I put a lot of efforts, a lot of time without seeing a dollar. But obviously, I've just been testing and trying, right? But just like in 1.5 months, I've been making this amount of money every day. So now looking back, totally worse, of course, right? So I want to get back in time to that team and say that team, bro, go do it now, you know?
Right, right.
So when you surviving on 9 to 5 and you know clearly that you have to work X amount of hours, X amount of shifts, and you guarantee will receive your paycheck very low, but guarantee like every 2 weeks or every month, right? So then come into ecom when you will be guaranteed working hard and maybe get paid, maybe not get paid. It is a little bit like shift of mind. It is hard, right? So if I would know that, yeah, man, in 2 months you will be having these numbers, right? Of course, I would have a lot of courage. Of course, let's
Of
go, right?
course.
But there is no guarantees, like is any business. Uh, but obviously, sooner or later, you will make money if you have a couple brand sales. You will have money, but it's a little bit hard shift from 9 to 5ers.
Of course, and
So
I think it's that unknown, right? Like that unknown
yeah,
territory that like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I'm gonna make money next month because
yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur now and nothing is guaranteed, like you said. But I think it's that mental shift that really got you to the next level because you had to make this work, you know?
Yeah, yes. So for me, basically, that was the decision to go with FSC. That was a leap of faith. I said, I just thought myself, okay, what is worst, what is best case can be, right? The worst case scenario would be that I will just waste this amount of money and I will waste my time, which is terrible, but okay, fine. I will learn my experience, I will learn my lessons, right? What is the best case? The best case, I will start making money. I'll quit my 9 to 5. Right? Oh, yeah, exactly. Awesome, right? So my worst case scenario wasn't that bad. I took leap of faith and amazing. That was good decision.
Yeah, and the best case scenario happened. You quit your Uber drive, your Uber job. Now you're doing this full
Yeah.
time. You made insane amounts of progress in just what, like 2 months? Because the first month it was kind of just trial and error, teaching you the business model. Kind of explaining how organic works and how AI implementation is helping us a
Yeah.
ton and
E- e-
products
Even even
and
the even the first months I learned a lot. Like even before you launching your Shopify store, you still have to learn tons of stuff, right?
right.
But honestly, I would like we're talking about that I start making money in 2 months. But honestly, one of these 2 months I've been waiting for my product because it's been
Literally,
shipped long time, right? If only it would like arrive sooner, I would make money even months earlier, right?
right.
So yeah.
And I think now that the level that you're in now with AI, like that's never going to happen to you again because quite frankly, we could just start testing a product without even touching it. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at that very time, you were still a beginner and we wanted to kind of, give you that hands-on experience with like recording the product before we, got you to the whole AI stuff. But I mean, with the knowledge that you know now, like, you can just get on that product immediately, test it that same day, get your first sale and even make the website all in one day. Right. So, you know,
One day, couple hours,
literally,
couple hours.
yeah.
Yeah, even right now, I have a pretty like good basis of AI, right? But still, again, I'm in ecom couple months. I'm watching what Elias doing. I'm watching what Harper doing. I'm watching what other guys doing, and that's like I don't understand. They living in like another century. So all this automation, all this stuff, how they doing this? So obviously there is plenty of room to grow. So even right now, when my knowledge grows exponentially and now I'm knowing to do much stuff, there is still a lot of things that's still to master.
Right, right. And I also wanted to ask you, like, how has working with me and Elias and the whole team, and even like being part of the community, how did everything kind of change for you, right? Like, how did our guidance help you and everything?
Okay, yeah. So I wanna say a couple things like separately about Euro and Elias and separately about FSC community, right? So about you and Elias, group calls crucial, right? That's just must. That's marked in my calendar. It's like very bold red. This is the most important time of the week because this like call determines all my following work for the next week, right? So I really wish you know that a lot. I wish to clone you and to have and
Yeah.
have with you calls every day, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm
Kevin
I'm pretty
AI.
sure you
We should make an
you
AI
you
about me.
Yeah, so I'm having tons of questions and things that I want to ask, but obviously there is plenty of students like me, so you and also you yourself manage a bunch of projects, right? I'm running one product, you're running so many stuff, right? So it is impossible for you to spend half day with me, right? But I wish, you know. Anyways, so yeah, sometimes you or Elias or like other coaches in the group giving advice or giving some suggestion, right? And I decided, okay, I will try. I'm trying, and it works. So, this coaching stuff, it's not just helping, it is crucial. It's a base, it's a skeleton of the business, right? So, yeah, basically I did achieve success because I've been implementing all these strategies and advice that you're teaching, right? Separately about FSC community, at the beginning I wasn't really active in chat. Actually, I want to be even more active right now, right? But the guys there are very supportive and very nice, So basically, FSC chat is just a separate ChatGPT or something. You can drop any questions, and people who are actually dealing with this problem, who have experience, who have contacts, who have knowledge, right? They will share their experience, how they fixing this or another problem, right? And amazing. What is really impresses me very much that even though that we are in a business, everybody making money, everybody earning, somebody more, somebody less, but the people there are not greedy. The people there are not like, okay, I will not share my knowledge, I will not share my strategies because I want to make money, I don't want others competitions, right? So that was a couple different experience which just impressed me, like guys really very generous and very very friendly, right? But one of the guys really impressed me. There's basically, shout out to Vitali,
Shout out
right?
Vitaly, man.
Vitaly, amazing guy. So we kind of start sniffing out and figure out that we actually running the same product, right? But he is kind of a little bit more advanced than me, right? So he knows AI way better than me. And I just kind of tried very carefully to ask questions how he's dealing with this and other stuff, right? And I remember first conversations with Vitaly that was a little bit awkward because technically he's my competitor, right? So we have to be rivals, right?
Right.
No, amazing guy. Totally shared with me all the knowledge information, not just only shared what he is going through, but he actually helped me to set up properly my systems. He suggested me lots of stuff. Amazing guy, and it's all about the FSC community. So you need help, there is tons of people ready to help you. Obviously that also obligates me if somebody like ask me questions or if I know how to fix something, like I'm also sharing all this stuff. But that's amazing to be in community of like-minded people who are dealing with the same stuff that you are, and they can help you, and you also can help them, to overcome them.
Right.
So yeah, that's amazing.
No, it's incredible. It's incredible. And would you say that's like your favorite part about, FSE is just the community aspect of it?
Yeah, no, there are many good things about this community, right? So this is just only one of, right? If I'll tell everything that I like, it will be 2 hour call, right?
Right.
Another thing that I really like, it's a amazing bank of the video, so there are different chats and different stuff of topics, right? So
Yeah, the
each
lessons.
video, yeah, lessons, video calls, everything, so no fluff, clear strategy, clear step by step, clear problem, clear solution, So when you're watching these videos, video calls and recorded stuff, like I'm not skipping them like different YouTube videos, like, oh, okay, whatever. Oh, I know that. Okay, keep going. Oh, I don't believe that. Right? No, you watch them very carefully. I'm making my notes. I'm making strategies, right? Some of the calls I have to rewatch again and again just to make sure that I have all the notes, right? So amazing library of all these videos, courses. Uh, Good community which are making money but not greedy, and amazing support. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
really impressive.
Yeah, no, I think that's like the biggest part, right? Is not only having that sense of community of like-minded people that are trying to achieve the same goal and also collaborating and helping out, right? No one in here is greedy, no one's gatekeeping because, we live in a
Yeah.
mind of abundance, bro. There's enough money for everybody here. And so, you trying to gatekeep and being like, oh no, like I'm not telling you anything, can sometimes even shoot you in the back because now you and Vitaly have built a genuine connection and you don't even know where that's going to go, right? Maybe you can go ahead and ask him for something or he can ask you for something whenever they're in need need, and you can just go ahead and give them a hand, right? And I
Yes.
think that's a massive portion of the community is like being able to talk to people that are maybe ahead of you, right? And you can go ahead and just talk to them and really have that sense of network. But on top of that, you have all the necessary resources to kind of get you to the next level, because like you even said yourself, it's almost like a library of lessons and information that's obviously exclusive to the people inside. But you can just go ahead and watch it and start taking notes with no fluff, right? Like we're just going
Yeah.
straight into the strategy, whether it's AI implementation, product research, right? Even just organic knowledge or concepts, certain platforms, right? Even understanding each individual platform, because even with you, right? Like you had a whole bunch of questions with like, all right, well, should I be posting on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook? Which was going to get me the highest ROI? And obviously we found our winning platform here, but there's just a ton of different questions that, you had in the beginning that were just simply answered by, the lessons and the community, and obviously, the help with me and Elias, right? Just that one-on-one attention that you really needed, because, your situation was a lot different than some of my students that are already making $100,000 a month when you first joined, right?
Yeah.
And there was a ton of questions that you had about even some of the most simplest stuff. And, that's what we're here for, right? Not to only help the advanced guys that want to just scale, but also guys like you, Tim, like just complete beginners that didn't even know what Claude was, you know?
Yeah, I actually started using Claude maybe, I don't know, 3 weeks ago or something. Because like I'm using ChatGPT, I'm okay with ChatGPT, but I'm seeing everybody using Claude. Okay, let me try. Now I cannot go back.
You
No,
cannot
yeah.
never go
And I'm
back.
wondering why didn't did it earlier, you know?
Of course. Of course. But hey,
Yeah.
everything comes in different sequences and different chapters, right? And I think that's also a very important part, is that like you didn't skip any single chapter, right? You knew that you had to kind of go through that first month of just learning everything, right? The trials and the tribulations of like being a beginner and testing your first ever product, to then eventually kind of getting a better gist of it and learning the business model, content, products, to eventually get you to this point, right? And so, you had that sense of urgency that like, okay, now that I'm taking this leap of faith of joining the program, and most importantly, giving this dropshipping thing a try, I was willing to, be there for the ride, right? And just learn, right? And I think that's why you were such a good student, because you were always open to new ideas. You were never constraining yourself to like, oh no, like Kevin's wrong on this, or what are you guys talking about? Like, sometimes, yes, you did have your objections, like, who's going to believe this AI stuff, but you still, paid attention
Yeah.
and you did it, right?
Yeah, but this is like this is where I implemented some of your advices regardless. Some of the advices that you gave and Elias gave, I was disagree.
Right.
But when I did implement it, I realized, okay, my bad, I was wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
actually works. Yeah.
Of
So, yeah.
course, of course. And so, Tim, like, on another note, like, what are some of your goals kind of going into maybe Q4 by the end of the year? Or, just want to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it's a good question that I actually have to rethink and re-strategize my goals, because the point is my goal before was to make steady normal income. Let's say I was happy to make like 5Ks per month, right? So it would totally cover my bills and I would live fine. So I was kind of thinking still 9 to 5er mentality with this steady income, with this steady amount of job, right? Stuff. So right now, learning a lot more how the business operates and also how to build up the team, I realized that in this kind of business, it's all about the waves. One day you're busy, you swapped, another day a little bit, less work. Q4 super busy, Q1 chill. So I have to re-strategize my financial goals and my like future. But right now I'm building my team. I'm hiring people. I did hire like couple people for the past couple of weeks. I'm kind of training them, getting ready for Q4. Q3 also will be busy preparing for Q4, right? So I'm gonna work really hard in Q4, making as much money as possible. But I'm not gonna like chase money. I'm a religious person. For me, the most important things it's volunteering in my congregation, in my community, right? But making good amount of money in Q4 will allow me to chill out rest of the year a little bit, to slow down and to focus more on the things that matter for me the most, which is like my congregation activities, right? So I'm kind of start feeling these waves and working very hard in certain period of time making money, that will allows me to chill and to focus on other aspects of my life in other times, but still, because I'm kind of learning all these waves in this business and all these trends, I still have to re-strategize my goals and my things. My goal was never actually making money, so money, it's amazing tool to achieving your other goals, right? But in this business you can get a lot of money overnight, right? But the point of this business, there is no days off. There is no way you can just take vacation for 2 months and go travel. You gotta keep the machine running, right? Or if you shut all your stores, you're not getting income, which is kind of also a possibility, but it will still hurt your business very much, right? So I need to kind of readjust still from this 9 to 5ers mentality to like more entrepreneur.
Right. And I think that's one of like the biggest misconceptions that people have when it comes to even owning a business is that you're going to be able to just go to Bali and work off your laptop for 2 months and not do anything and
Sure.
make passive income. But that's just simply not the truth, because you were even telling me now that you're working more now than, Uber, but obviously like, you're making a lot more money, which is worth it. But it's just very interesting because people have this fantasy that's just simply not true. And I don't know if that's social media or certain influencers kind of portraying this life.
Influencers.
But the reality is that, with more money comes more, not necessarily problems, but a little bit more stress, right? A little bit more stress. And, you have a lot of responsibilities, right? When making this kind of money.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally true. It is influencers. You watch it on YouTube, and the guy is saying that he makes tons of money and he's chilling on the pool. And you know what? That's true. He is chilling on the pool and he is making money. That's cool. But this is reality what they show. They don't show how much they've been working overnights, how much products they failed, how much money they lost. They don't show all of that, right? So for this reason, that's kind of misconception that, oh man, just launch your store and go chill and count money, right? That I actually thought this way as well, right? No, that's consistent market research, competition, developing, learning. It is full-time job. And yes, right now I'm working morning to evening. I'm working a lot right now. Actually, I've been working a lot many years, right? Both in Uber and in management position in and a first responder, right? So the only difference, what a really big change, it's not my schedule. My schedule, give or take, the same as 9 to 5ers. Even like I don't have days off, right? But the only thing change, it's my bank account. So I'm so rich, that I can order whatever I want from DoorDash.
Right.
Just- I'm just kidding, but yeah. But the point is that right now I'm not concerned about money anymore. I'm not concerned whether I will be able to pay my next rent bill. I'm going for groceries, and I don't care what his total will be. So it's different kind of mentality. I don't strategize my finances for the next week or two, right? Whether I will be able to pay bills and stuff, right? I'm strategizing right now my finances to quarter 3, quarter 4, and also paying the salaries of my employees, So it's different mentality, right? So yes, I'm still working hard morning to evening, right? But now finally I like what I'm seeing on my bank account.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And now you don't have that pressure of, making days end and having to pay rent, that you're scared because you don't know if you're going to make it or not. Like that's kind of like out of the picture, and now you genuinely get to really focus on the long term, right? On how to continue to scale the business rather than just survive.
Yeah.
Because when you're in survival mode, it's really hard to really think about the long term and how to pick up more products and, because you're trying to survive, right? But now I think that this gave you the clarity of mind and the reassurance that like, okay, I could pay rent for the next couple of months and not have to think about it, let alone something as simple as going to your local Whole Foods and buying the most expensive peanut butter because you just want to, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's actually was for me the point when I used to work as a Uber driver, right? So at that time, I already joined FSC, and I already have like one-on-one calls with you, and I have clear strategies. And I'm clearly know that I need to spend day or two doing these strategies and doing this stuff, and it's high ROI, so it will bring me money, right? And it will really look good skills that I definitely need to learn. But I don't have time to all of that because I'm busy spending half of day to make an extra $100. It's kind of ridiculous. I don't have time to learn what bring me thousands and thousands of dollars because now I'm focused on this 50 or extra $100.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, right? So now when it's out of the way, even if now the worst case scenario, I will be blocked, banned everywhere, my business will be ruined, crashed, like the worst case scenario, and my house will burn, whatever, right? Fine, cool. I will go shower, cry maybe 5 minutes. But I have finances right now to survive nearest couple months, to start over, to build it, to test it. So now I'm not really like worried and scared about my next paycheck.
Of course. Of course. And that's the biggest part. So Tim, I wanted to ask you, if you were talking to somebody that was on the fence of joining, FSC, what would you say to them?
Okay, I have a lot to say to them. Okay, yeah, guys, if you trying to get to ecom and you trying to research, like Kevin's mentorship and stuff, here's what I want to share. Many years in my life, I used to work as a coach, right? So I've been coaching swimming mainly, so I'm swimming coach. I've been coaching snowboarding. I've been coaching running. So I've been teaching like mainly physical activities, right? And I see that a lot of my students that trying to like begin like different sport activities, they doing a very basic mistakes and very basic things, right? Snowboarders falling all the time, because of the very basic things. Those who trying to swim, you learning swimming, they are doing a terrible technique and they not like learning proper ways, right? So the coaches, trainers, they not only mastering what they teaching, but they also know the ways, the systems, how to teach the stuff, right? So that's what I've been like preaching to all my students, that investing in the instructor and coach, it is so important because you'll just simply save a lot of time and do not waste your money and finances trying to master stuff, right? So everybody want to learn any skills, playing guitar, running, snowboarding, right? People are tended to go to coaches and learn from them, right? But when it comes to business, making money, many people thinks like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about coaches. I have YouTube, I have internet, I'll figure out, right? And many people trying to save money on the business coaches, right? Partially I understand because there are lots of scammers also. There are lots of people pretending that they know some like wise knowledge, and and when you pay the money, they're giving you very basic generic stuff, right? But having a coach in a business or in ecom, especially those who already achieved some stuff, so like you, Kevin, right, and other coaches here, right? This is a very crucial because yes, it is a service. It is a time you gotta pay for these services, obviously, as any other job. But this money that you paid, for this money, you will save yourself tons of time figuring out yourself all strategies that didn't actually work from very beginning. And also you will just like speed up your progression. So you might do lots of mistakes that coaches can save you from doing. So if anybody like thinking about should I get in or I shouldn't, go for it. But if you're actually ready to work, right? If you're expecting that coaches that will do everything for you or will tell you all the information that you needed, right? Not really. You gotta put a work, okay? They will direct you, but you gotta do the job, right? So if these people like you who is watching this video, they actually ready to work, ready to invest, right? But they just searching for direction how to do this, go for it. Sooner or later you will make money and it will pay off for sure, right? So yeah, that's what I would encourage, because in any other areas, whatever you want to learn in life, people are tended to get coaches, but when it has to do with a business, people like, I'm not sure, I'll figure out myself. Nope.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. No, great response. And I mean, especially somebody like you, Tim, you came into the program starting from zero, not even like 1%,
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people get intimidated by that, even starting a new business model, saying like, oh, like I know nothing about it. Like maybe I should probably look for something else, or, what I'm saying? But, these are skills that are teachable to people. And it's just going to be a matter of obviously understanding the knowledge, but most importantly, applying it. Because you're right, we're going to give you the tools to succeed and get to the next level, but you have to be the ones to actually apply it. And most importantly, take action. And that's exactly what you did. And, I just want to say that we're really proud of you, Tim. Seriously, me and Elias, we talk every day and we're like, wow, what Tim did is quite frankly, insane, right? Because, just the way that everything happened so quickly, and we're just so happy of what we did with you and how you progressed, and even just looking at you now, with the smile on your face and just talking to us how like you're not having to Uber for 15 hours and
I start sleeping.
yeah, you actually start to sleep,
now.
and we love listening to your 10-minute audios talking about how your life is just completely different, and we love it. We love it.
I bet you listen them on 5x speed.
It's only 2x on WhatsApp, so.
Okay.
But still, no, like regardless, like jokes aside, like we're really happy and we're super proud of you, and we just know that this is just the beginning, like.
Yes, it's warm up. We're in Q, like we've been doing all the Q2, right? So let's see what's gonna be Q4,
Yeah. So any last words for the people? There's gonna be probably a couple thousand people watching this, so any last words for them?
Yeah, I would say that probably the hardest part of this journey for me was maybe first couple months when you're beginning, because in this period of your life before your first sales, so anything to do before your first sales, it is a lot of work which you're not getting money for, and you're even spending money for all the subscriptions, AIs, and time. So lots of people are started learning ecom while doing their 9 to 5 job. So basically, they're spending all their free time to learn this stuff and not making any money. That is, if somebody in this stage right now, it is the hardest part of the journey, but it is necessary. Basically, in this part, you building up the basement, for your future growth. And after you get your first sale, it's just dividing before and after. Afterwards, it will just go up. Obviously, you will have some problems afterwards. Everybody goes through them, right? But it's already different. You already will prove to yourself that it works, that you're able to make money, that system works, and you'll just improving, right? But whoever right now in a stage of just start learning before your first sale, don't give up. Keep going. Sooner or later, I know that some people working for months and months is not seeing the first sale, right? Sooner or later it comes, and the money that you will make afterwards will pay off for all your work, for all this time.
Very well said. Very well said. It's so true. It's so true. Well, yeah, guys, that's going to be the case study for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys are looking to join FSC and get results like Tim here, you guys can go ahead and apply in the description below. But Tim, one more time, man, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story. I'm sure this is going to be super motivational for tons of beginners and even people that are currently doing the business model, because your story is very unique and most importantly, very, very inspirational.
You taught me to make money, so it's thank you to you.
But yeah, man, again, like you're going to keep on crushing it. It's insane. And I can't wait to have you on again. All right.
Sure. Well back.
All righty, guys. Have a good one. Tim, one more time, thank you so much. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.